Good evening. This meeting of the East Ridge Planning Commission will now come to order for June the 1st, 2026. Ms. Dietrich, roll call, please.
Chairperson Tuggle?
Here.
Vice Chairperson Howe?
Here.
Commission Member Cornelius?
Here.
Commission Member Williams?
Here.
Commission Member Witt?
Thank you. And I trust everybody's had an opportunity to review the minutes from the May 4th, 2026 meeting. And if so, I'll entertain a motion.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Ms. Dietrich, roll call, please.
Vice Chairperson Howe?
Yes.
Commission Member Cornelius?
Yes.
Commission Member Williams?
Abstaining, I was not here.
Chairperson Tuggle?
Yes. All right, we will move the communication and comments of the public for just a minute. We will allow Mr. Howell to speak on the item first. There is no old business, so we'll move straight into the new business, which is to consider the request of Joseph Ingram to have the property located at 529 Frawley Road, tax ID number 170GA006.02, rezoned from RT1 Residential Townhome District to RZ1 Zero Lot Line Residential District. Mr. Howell.
Yes, good evening, members of the Planning Commission. So the proposed rezoning tonight would result in a reduction in residential density. Under the current RT1 designation, the site is approved for 108 dwelling units, yielding a density of 4.04 dwelling units per acre. Approval of the RZ1 request would reduce that figure to 2.9 dwelling units, corresponding to 77 lots, which is a net reduction of approximately 31 lots. For context of this, the density of adjacent parcels is 1.82 to the north, 4.22 to the south. Proposed density of 2.9 acres falls in between these two values, which does represent a reasonable transition intensity across that corridor in that particular area. The reduction in dwelling units per acre or other general parameters of the request are consistent with Resolution 3517, which establishes the guiding principle of the City Council when applying to reviewing rezone petitions. Staff found no conflicts with that proposed R1 designations as the criteria outlined in that resolution. The City Council recently did amend RT1 district through Ordinance 1200, which now requires any RT1 parcel to be bordered by a C1, a C2, an R2, and an R3 zone district. This requirement was introduced to ensure appropriate transitional zoning between RT1 and lower density residential uses. The subject parcel does not presently border any of these qualifying districts, therefore is currently non-conforming with the requirements of Ordinance 1200 as an RT1 property. Approval of the rezoning of RT1 would resolve this non-conforming and bring the parcel into alignment with the intent of the ordinance. There was no nuisance concern identified. The property is situated within a suburban residential context. Single-unit detached homes occupy the area to the north, and townhouse-style attached units are located to the south. Undeveloped land within the floodway lies to the west, while single-unit detached residentials are found across Frawley Road to the east. Proposed use of the site for detached single-unit residential development is compatible with the established character of the surrounding neighborhood. The preliminary plat, I would like to include also the preliminary plat for the townhome development has been approved by the Planning Commission and came before you guys earlier last year, I believe it was. The only modification under the proposed rezoning is an increase in lot sizes only, which will exceed the minimum dimensions previously required under the RT1 requirements. All infrastructure associated with the approval preliminary plat will remain unchanged as seen. No additional infrastructure review or approval is anticipated as a result of this request. Thank you.
Thank you. And it's my understanding from the information you sent previously, there are no compatibility challenges and staff has surfaced on this.
Yeah, there was no compatibility challenges identified on it.
Okay. All right. And if we can, if there's anybody who would like to speak on this from the public, feel free to approach the lectern and give your name and address. And we'll get to the applicant here in just a moment. Hello. If you give your name and address, please, and if you give it 2 minutes, please.
Rana Clark, 520 Layfield Road. My biggest concern, obviously, is infrastructure. We already have infrastructure issues, power grid issues. TVA is already talking about adding more, increasing our power usage. I'm on Layfield. I can't even get gas down my road. So You guys are talking about adding additional density?
No, that's the opposite. We're looking at moving from 108 units to 77. It's reducing density.
Okay, as long as it's reducing density,
Yep.
all it says on the thing is from RT1 to RT0. So-
Yeah, it means better for you.
Okay, as
Yep.
long as that's the case, we have no objections.
Sounds good. Thank you. Anyone else? Yes, sir.
Hi there. My
Hi.
name is John Clasing. I'm at 530 Frawley Road, directly across from the property. I spoke last month here. He brought up some concerns I had. I want to say that I have concerns regarding lighting. Presently, the way that the property is laid out, it looks like the entrance exit is directly across from my front porch. And my living room is right there, and I have a front porch right there. So my concern is approximately 150 cars coming and going in the evening and the morning, shining their lights directly into my living room. I looked at the property. I am wondering if there's any way to request the developer to move the entrance exit maybe 30 feet to the south, which would be best for me, right into my garage, and the creek that crosses the street, or 30 feet to the north, which would sunshine between the creek on the other side. Of note is that the entrance exit to not Morning Star, what's it called there? Hummingbird Village, which is the one directly to the north, their entrance exit shines directly into the parking structure of the First Baptist Church, and whatever the church is there, as well as the property owner at 514 into their driveway as well. So it's not directly into their living room. So those are my concerns. I have maps and pictures showing exactly what it would look like from different vantage points. If you'd like those, I can hand those out. I've sent that to Michael here. Mr. Al, those are my concerns, is simply that many cars coming right into my living room every time. Another concern I did have was there's looks like an option for a mailbox center right there at the corner, directly across from me as well. I don't know if the cars would be pulling off to the side or if they'll be parking there getting their mail, the lights on while they're getting their mail. So another concern, how much time they'll spend there with the lights on my house. So those are my concerns. Hopefully they can be addressed with a zoning consideration and possibly a change to their layout.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. All right. If the applicant representative would like to come and speak. I'm sorry, sir. Did you? Okay, you're good. Okay. If you can give your name and address, please.
Joseph Ingram, I'm the applicant, Ingram Law and Associates. Applicant, we're an engineer, we're the contractor, we just, guess you guys are all kind of aware of Mr. Desai.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mhm.
so we, in the middle of all this, just the market drastically changed. We were marching ahead with townhouses. They're just not selling, and you know,
Mhm.
we don't want to build a great big townhouse rental community. Drastically down zone. I sit here scratching my head. I want to work with you because I understand that. I'm trying to think if I can shift it. I'm a little, sorry, I'm addressing.
I understand.
I'm hemmed in by the little piece of creek right there.
Mm-hmm.
It's the strangest thing. That little teeny stretch of creek is a blue line green. It's, and trust me, you know I try to get. And if I could, I'll work on that. I can work on that. And the mail center is actually going to be in the back because that is a gem up there at the entrance. And I showed it there, and then we're like, that's going to be bad. But I will look, and listen, I'm out there every day, so I'll look and see. But the biggest thing is we're really working off approved plans, and so starting to move the road is going to be tricky. But I think you guys have been real you know, if I have to move it over, I don't think we get real crazy about it. But if I can, I will. I mean, it's just one thing I thought of.
If you can give him just a minute, it has to be recorded. So yeah, I know. We don't mind from a social sense, but the camera minds very much. If you don't mind.
Sorry about that. One other option I did not bring up, that open lot appears to be at the front. Maybe you could make some sort of a right turn ramp, because I'm assuming 95% of the people leaving are gonna be heading right on that road. And if you could make it like a sort of a right turn ramp that would steer the lights and maybe a signage blocking,
Which is my command.
signage blocking my front right there, but signage and bushes, you know, set far back enough, they could still see
So,
people coming.
that is something we're gonna do. We are gonna do it. We'll merge. It's just that road out there, and there's an inlet right in the middle of the pavement. We kinda wanna do the drainage. And the only other jam-up I have, and this is T-Deck, it's not anybody else, is there's that pipe and there's that blue line stream, but I'm working on that.
Sure, yeah.
One thing I asked Mr. Howell beforehand was this past Saturday, I was looking at the pipes that run, on both sides of my property, I have creeks that run under Frawley Road. I actually have a storm sewer in the middle of my yard, and it taps into those pipes, all those feed to this big river that runs to the back that he's talking about. I'm gonna request and see if they can change that out to maybe a 24-inch pipe, because it maxes out the pipes. I have videos of that just from rain Saturday. That wasn't that heavy. In August, I had flooding in my garage because those pipes just couldn't handle the water flow. So I don't know if now's the time to talk about that. I know the road was just paved, but if there's any way to incorporate that project in with what you're doing and so forth, that might be the time to do it. So
Yeah, I think normally we discover plumbing issues right after paving. Mr. Howell, is there any way to accommodate that or any intentions?
That would be very difficult. So Frawley Road, I mean, obviously it is private property, and he's got some sort of stormwater runoff from Benson that, you know, it's heavy flow through that area. In order for, you know, the city can't go onto his property, obviously, do any. Chris Vaughn go out and look at it, see if the thing does need jetted out at this point. Now, if it came down to a larger size pipe, that would be something that have to go through city council.
Okay, so it's outside of our
Yeah, it would,
jurisdiction.
because that's probably going to get into a little bit more money than what, you know, just jetting out a pipe. So
Sure.
yeah.
Is that gonna be included in our, inventory when we do our stormwater
I
research?
believe it is, Mayor. Yes.
Okay,
That should have been something AC Engineering looked at as well.
okay. So we can flag this to specifically
We
make sure
can.
it's looked at closely?
Yes.
Thank you.
I have an idea.
Okay, I'm all ears.
Said pipe and stream, and if I can get T-Deck and if Michael would help me, we'll say, let me relocate it. You know, because that's it, it comes into diagonals, and there's that crazy inlet in the middle of the street.
Mm-hmm.
You know, maybe as part of my infrastructure and turn, if I could pipe, if, you know, like I said, it's just this crazy 100-foot long stretch of blue line stream, and then it goes under WWTA's access road, and then it goes to our property in the wetlands over there, and it's kind of, I don't think it's a high quality stream. It stays wet a minute and then it dries up, and it's just, you know, I would love to get that. But it met the criteria for a stream, because the guy that did it is the guy that does all our stuff. He's never wrong, and the Corps agreed with him, the Army Corps agreed with him. But if we could do that, so entrance and that, I would love to fix it, 'cause that great, I run over it every time I'm out there. It's in, you know, in the drive lane, you know, I mean, and obviously, if we're building a subdivision, people are gonna be like, what's this? So, I will, in this whole thing that's dynamic, I will try to get that, and then we could look at that pipe, but we need to work with you to come to your yard, because that's where it starts.
Yeah.
But Michael, I'm on record saying that we will look hard at that, because it's a big development, and we can absorb some infrastructure costs. I mean, and it would be better for everybody, I think.
At some point, you will be doing paving of your road too, so.
Yeah, that's what I said, while we're out there.
Yeah, before the pavement goes in.
Doing turn lanes, I can do the repair,
Mhm.
but maybe, the pipe looks like it looks like it's in decent shape. I mean, it's metal pipe though, I think.
I believe it is, Joseph. That's something that's out of my wheelhouse somewhat. But like Mayor said, I will get hold of Jeff Sykes with AC Engineering tomorrow and get everybody on the same page.
Mr. Ingham, are you saying that it's coming out of a pipe, coming on top of ground, then going back into a pipe? To a WWTA?
There's area drain in his yard. It comes to the middle of, to the traffic lane probably, which there's just a regular grate in the traffic, in the drive lane in foliage, but I don't know what happened. There's a bend in internet or I'm not sure. And then it comes out at a dime across the corner at where the pump station access road is. It's kind of a crazy thing, like so it's like I said, it's hard to believe there's a sporting habitat where it's draining the traffic lane. It's someday, it'd be a great idea to clean it up now, but I'm sure you guys would be happy.
Yeah, so it is.
So yeah, we're running that, that we get that.
So, Mr. Ingram, you're gonna reach out to TDEC?
I am working with TDEC now.
Okay.
I've been told no once, but that, so I asked my stream expert to do it. I said, an engineer, they're gonna say no.
Mhm.
You bring a biologist, and I think I can get some. So and then the other one is, we actually are really thinking of the payment in lieu. If you guys are familiar with that
Mhm.
program, yeah. So we're thinking, that little section, I said, we need to clean that up. I mean, it's never gonna be good if we don't, do something, because it'll end up in a lot and somebody won't maintain it or something like that, because it's the buffer and you can't the weeds, and it'll end up just a mess. So if we're doing that, I mean, I'm not afraid to chase it always and clean it up, and because I remember that big storm. Yeah, there was, but when I came there, right there, water, that water sitting there. And so it's a concern for us also.
Just so much water coming from that. I just can't get through the pipe and under the road. It might have even go over the road at that.
I can predict that you will never ever see me come here again and ask for a reduction.
This is the first that I can recall, yes.
Mr. Desai and I rezoned this property.
I recall.
10 years ago, and then we came with flat, and the market that's so weird that the market's changed, but it is, and so.
Yeah.
It needs to be nice, and like I said, I understand what you're saying, because I've stood there, and so I will see. Definitely want to do a turn lane, okay. But so if I get the turn lane approved, I got to do something with TDEC with pipe. So if we're doing that, then we'll ask to do something. But can we do HDPE in the street?
That's definitely a Chris Vaughn question on that one.
We start doing concrete pipe and stuff.
I understood about half of that, but yeah, it sounds like you guys have a solution that you're working toward.
Michael's a good man.
Yeah,
Yes, yes.
that's right. He's our solution on most of these things, but even he runs into some limits when it comes to civil engineering.
You gotta sell houses.
Yeah,
You gotta build good developments.
sure.
I mean, Hummingbird has been challenging, but this project, we did all the faces at Hummingbird.
Hmm.
We kind of got left with. So that's been a lot of that's for making the ponds bigger. So,
Yeah, I recall I was on the planning commission when it first came up 10 years ago, so I remember. Oh, I know. It's occupied a lot of my adult life discussing this project, so I understand. Yeah.
Well, I think it was the biggest meeting we ever had at the church there. We
Hmm.
might have been the youngest person there.
That's right. Any questions from the commission?
No, not a really question, but more of a statement. So if this gets approved tonight, it's gonna come before the planning commission, before council, probably the first or second meeting in July. Is that accurate?
The
21
day
day minimum.
period. More than likely be on the tentative for council meeting next week, and then
So that would give you 21 to 28 days, maybe longer, to work with TDEC and give us some idea at the council level what you can do with the turn lane and with that.
Pretty sure I'll know
Okay.
where we're going. I forgot the other bonus. 30 taps going back to WWTA in an area that's.
It's true.
I mean,
It's reducing the footprint
Mhm.
density.
of course, that's the one that's.
But I understand your concern with having headlights in your.
Yeah.
I said I understand your concern having headlights in your
Yeah,
front window.
he came to the last
Absolutely.
meeting and we had no idea what he was talking about yet, but I do remember. Yeah.
I can share with you guys the stuff.
Yeah.
I brought copies.
Yeah, I recall you being last meeting. I now know what you were talking about. last month I did not know what you were talking about, but I do know.
Date got changed or
Yeah.
something like that, so
Yeah.
it came today.
Yeah.
So,
I think we're good. Thank you. All right. I will entertain a motion.
make a motion to approve.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Ms. Dietrich?
Vice Chairperson Howe,
Yes.
Commission Member Cornelius,
Yes.
Commission Member Williams,
Yes.
Chairperson Tuggle.
Yes. All right, that is the conclusion of our new business, and this meeting is adjourned.